we're back with the next part in the No Vendors series. Can you beat Ratchet Clank a crack in time without using vendors? The veterans know this by heart, but for the newcomers among us, we'll quickly go over the rough outline. Since we aren't using vendors, our weapon pool gets very limited. So limited in fact, that we will only have 6 weapons at our disposal, which are the Constructo Pistol, the Negotiator, the Spiral of Death, the Constructo Shotgun, the Chimpo-Matic, and the Rhino 5. Immediately we are banning the Rhino 5 because come on. Without vendors, we also can't buy ammo for weapons or buy new armor. This means we have to both manage our ammo effectively and that we die in 2 hits constantly. To summarize, we cannot buy weapons, we cannot buy ammo, we cannot buy armor, we cannot use the Rhino. With all these rules in place, I'm going to have to use everything I've learned playing this series to have even a slight chance at beating this extreme challenge. We are also playing on the hardest difficulty, Extreme, which I didn't even know was a thing. Dr. Nefarious has been working his magic, manipulating the Zoni into kidnapping Clank, and we begin attempting an escape with Clank. We also meet this little hologram guy voiced by Nolan North. He's pretty cool. Time in this area is a little bizarre, with it stopping, reversing, and all that other cool stuff. Clank makes it out before being confronted by the good doctor, who proceeds to encourage suicide? Jump! He then proceeds to make a Men in Black reference, and we jump to the other side of the galaxy. Ratchet is on a hunt for Clank, and with him is his new sidekick, Captain Quark, who is clearly pumped and ready for action. A quick crash landing later, and we jump into Ratchet gameplay. The only weapon Ratchet starts with is his trusty Constructo Pistol. I hope you like this damn weapon, by the way, because it'll be our only one for the best part of half the game. For the time being, we explore the forest with Quark, who continues his usual quirks.
Look at this beautiful native craftsmanship.
We find our first vendor, with Quark having this to say.
Well, at least they're civilized.
Spoken like a true American. Exploring further, we got our first Constructo mod. The Constructo Pistol and Shotgun will be able to be customized as we collect more of these mods. These will come in clutch against the final bosses, but I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. The locals take us to their village, and to prove our worth, Ratchet and Quark are just Ratchet. We'll need to go through a death course to get the Zoni capsule. Unfortunately, it is pretty useless without any Zoni in it. Before you start to get uncomfortable with the enslavement of the Zoni, allow the good captain to put you at ease with his hot take.
Those poor lost little creatures. See if you can grab one with your wrench and stuff it into the vessel.
The planet gets invaded, and Quark gets taken by the power of bubbles. We now need to fight off this invasion. We can use our charge mod to increase the damage of our pistol, and luckily, there is plenty of ammo laid everywhere. We want to use our wrench on the small enemies to save on our ammo. Unlike the wrench-only challenge, the tank guy goes down without issues at all. We infiltrate the warship to rescue Captain Quark, who is being served tap water, not suited to a hero such as himself. Oh, and also the civilians and children that are going to suffocate in space, but they're a secondary objective. This level introduces a new mechanic. If 3 small robots get together, they can merge into one bigger enemy. Another little thing of note is that our wrench now actually deals more damage than our weapon. This does not bode well. We find Quark, the selfless hero, attempting to talk a child into sacrificing himself for his slight benefit.
What's your name? The child. Hurl yourself into this laser wall as hard as you can.
After getting Quark to see reason, we set off an alarm and we need to fight through the ship. Quark and the others evacuate, leaving us in charge of defeating Vorsalon. This fight is pretty easy. We just need to keep at range and keep collecting the ammo in the arena. We defeat him, sort of, and jump into space. A little heads up. To complete this game, we will need a total of 21 Zoni. I found that if we do the moons in the first 2 zones and collect all the main Zoni in the main levels, you should have more than enough. We get a Clank update and watch as Sigmund fixes him up. As we all know, the Clank puzzles in this game are the best Clank levels in the entire series. After delving into Clank's memories and hanging with Mario, we get the Chronoscepter for Clank, essentially Clank's wrench. This gives Clank the pretty useful ability of time manipulation, as all metal rods do. A couple more puzzles, and we need to fight the Hypersonic Brainwave Scrambler. This guy is insanely easy, just slow him down with time bombs and strike him. We arrive at Torin 4 to find the other Lombax, before we can actually find him, we need to talk to this talking head. Okay. And then we find out that there is actually a revolution we need to brutally suppress. Okay. By the way, you can totally hear them screaming as you electrify them. Let's go. We then travel through the facility and find Azimuth, who appears quite antisocial. Throwing a bomb at someone is a terrible way to make a friend. We corner him before he politely accepts our friend request. He even gives us the hover boots, in which we become proficient in pretty fast. Azimuth then tells us to meet him on the next planet, so that we can find Clank together. It's at this point where the damage we take is increased. We cannot buy the armor on this level. After fighting our way through the city, we meet Azimuth in the Plaza District, and we will be in this area for quite the chunk of time. Nefarious is going to send wave after wave of enemies at us here. We need to be using our wrench at this point because it deals substantially more damage than our gun. Although I would recommend using the weapon for the tank enemies that come in, just to put some distance between us. We then get to hit lots of switches to increase the energy on the power line and jump right into Pollux Industries. Unfortunately, we are not welcome here. We're going to have to fight through the ventilation shafts to reach the main office. Luckily, there is plenty of ammo along the way, and we can let Azimuth fight the tanks for us. Apparently, they even have UFOs in their ventilation. Huh? Anyways, we reach the main office and it's full of nerds.
If you intend to manhandle me, I'll have you know I am a level 60 wizard with melee ability.
Dr. Nefarious crashes the party with his massive robot, the VX-99. The fight goes as normal for the first half, as all we gotta do is a couple of bolt cranks. Make sure you dodge his lasers though, because they hurt. Azimuth will then send us to the main platform. We need to use the wrench to destroy his energy things, and then the real fight begins. The Constructo pistol is actually pretty good here. Just keep strafing away from his rapid fire attacks and he should go down pretty easily. We jump back into Clank gameplay and find out that time travel is probably not a good idea. After some more Mario, we get the second gameplay style of Clank, and I don't even know what this is, but it's kind of fun I guess. Not nearly as good as the Clank puzzles, but that's a pretty high bar. Clank gets to view one of the most heartbreaking scenes in the series.
Please don't go. It's dangerous.
And we jump back to Ratchet. Apologies for the intermission, but if you've been enjoying this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing to a friend who would enjoy this challenge too. It really does help boost the channel to more people and will allow me to continue doing these kinds of videos and challenges. If you really want to go above and beyond, you can also buy a channel membership with perks that include early access to these videos and voting on the next challenge I do. Anyway, back to the video. We'll be playing with the level order a little bit in this part of the game. We go to the arena first because the extra weapons can be found here. If we get them now, we will be able to use them a whole level earlier. The Negotiator is one after the Bronze Cup, the Spiral of Death is one after the Silver Cup, and the Constructo Shotgun is one after the Gold Cup. Now, of course, this isn't going to be easy, but it will be worth it. The Bronze Cup should be pretty easy, however, we will probably end up doing it wrench only, as the wrench deals substantially more damage than our weapon. Just make sure you don't get hit by anything at all, and we meet up with Mr. Quark.
It's Captain Quark. I didn't take a 3-week hero correspondence course to be called Mr.
Unironically, he is actually a really good ally, aggroing the enemy so that they attack him instead of us. All good things don't last, however. As soon as real danger comes up, he runs away. Doesn't help that this boss is pretty tough too. We can use the Constructo pistol, but I didn't really bother. As we saw in the wrench only video, we can use wrench throws and jump away. This is a lot harder now as we die in 3 hits this time, but it is significantly faster than using the weapon. Ratchet almost gets eaten, and Quark shows off his insane mathematical skills.
Being a hero is 45% strength, 60% bravery, and 10% raw intelligence.
That's 115%!
You're welcome.
I can't tell if he's faking it, and he rides away with his new pet Snowball. A true hero of the people. Never mind that now, because we just got the coolest named RPG, the Negotiator. Finally, a weapon that deals damage. We also go into the Silver Cup to win another weapon. These challenges aren't too bad. It's also a great opportunity to level up our new weapon. The challenges aren't really worth noting, but the turret one was pretty fun. Anyway, the last challenge has us taking out a Hydra tank, which is a pretty tough fight too. even with the negotiator. Luckily, the ammo crates do restore in this fight. While the constructor pistol doesn't deal a lot of damage, it's preferable to be at a safe distance against this guy specifically. At each third of its health, we need to take out a screw with the wrench. Just look out for the laser and you should be good. After defeating the Hydra tank, we get my favourite weapon in the series, the Spiral of Death. This weapon will shoot a spiked wheel forwards, and then it'll come right back, making it an insane AoE weapon, and it will be carrying us for the rest of the game. We need to explore the caves of Lumos, which are filled with tetramites. These terrifying things can devour Ratchet in seconds, and Jesus, what's with those sounds they make? We get through all of it, and Azimuth reveals the truth behind why he's still here. He betrayed the Lombaxes and allowed Tachyon to commit a mass genocide against them. For now though, we need to defend Krill Canyon from an incoming invasion. This is a massive open level where we need to take down 5 enemy commanders. This is done pretty easily with our new Spiral of Death, which on the return can almost one-shot these guys. After clearing the troops, we then get 2 Hydra tanks. Luckily, these are not nearly as difficult as the ones we fought in the arena. These guys go down easy. After, we need to man a turret and take down the air support, which is done as normal. The Krill Canyon is saved, and we explore the caves further to find the Zoni temple, which can be used to communicate with Clank, who tells us to go to Xanathar. This is by far the coolest level in the game. We need to first free the enslaved fungoids. This is done by fighting our way to the command center, which is full of enemies, including tanks. But once again, with our Spiral of Death, we can make short work of them. Jumping through the portal transports us to 2 years ago, allowing us to explore the planet when it wasn't a hellish tundra. We end up planting some vines that we can then grind on in the present. We can now reach the oil derricks and free the last of the villagers and get ready to confront Nefarious in the past. This encounter is kinda tough, but we can actually leave the rooms to get the ammo at the beginning of this area. Nefarious kills Clank's dad, and we make our escape, leaving present-day Nefarious with a little facial scar. It's revealed that Vorsalon has captured Azimuth, and that he's willing to trade his life for ours. We head back to the arena to finish the Gold Cup. Azimuth can wait. With the help of our level 5 weapons, we can get past the 100 enemies challenge. We want to use wrench throws against the small enemies and use the Spiral of Death against everything else. We also want to min-max our spiral ammo as much as possible. Try to shoot at large groups of enemies to get enemies on the comeback. Once we're all out of ammo, we want to use our other weapons against the biggest enemies and the wrench for everything else. We have a few more challenges that are pretty easy, but the last one is a dual boss fight. With our max Spiral of Death, however, these bosses go down without an issue. Just make sure you dodge the attacks because, again, we do die in 2 hits, but of course, you already knew that. With that, we get our final weapon, the Constructo Shotgun. But what about the Chimpo Mat? The weapon is trash, okay? I'm not even going through the effort. Good day, sir. We jump back to Vorsalon's warship to free Azimuth. The Constructo Shotgun has a stun mod, which is disgustingly OP, and we intend to cheese this as much as we can. Pairing this stun with our other 2 big weapons is a strong combo. It carries us through the main battle area and to a rematch with Vorsalon. This fight is a huge step up, and if you aren't careful, he will defeat you quickly. We want to be using our Spiral of Death to get him twice with the return, prioritizing dodging, and use the shotgun to stun him because yes, it works on bosses too. You can also freeze him using this container thingy. Vorsalon gets away and we free Azimuth. Unfortunately, we immediately have to make a run for it. The hangar also has a turret in it. We fight with this turret, taking down the tanks and UFOs. After all that, we make our escape. Meanwhile, with Clank, he's doing more of the same. We meet up with the plumber for some cryptic future advice. I guess he's just a time traveler too?
I wouldn't risk any more than 6 minutes.
After a few Clank puzzles, we open the Orvis chamber, allowing Lawrence to just walk in and claim it for Nefarious. What the fuck? We've located Clank's signal to be somewhere on Vipedia, and we're mounting a rescue. We are given yet another armor upgrade, and yet again, we have to turn it down. The first half of this level is business as usual. It's when we get inside the stronghold where things get more interesting. We have to not only fight the Valkyries, but also partake in several death courses. We even get to hear about Nefarious's relationship problems.
Change the channel, will ya?
Next up is Cassiopeia, whose boss is actually pretty easy. just use the Spiral of Death on her. When she spawns in her minions, take them out with the wrench to save on ammo. We reunite with Clank and head off to assist the captain in his endeavors. We get ready to infiltrate Nefarious's home base. Captain Quark Nurse Shannon has gained access to his base, and he has figured out a plan of attack. We infiltrate through the trash compactor, and Nurse Shannon turns on her seductive charm.
Hello there. I'm Nurse Shannon. This is Dr. Archibald von Fuzzypants and his robotic intern, Gundolf Metal Sprocket. Dr. Nefarious is expecting us.
A cool little thing now that we have Clank, we can use his time bombs in combat. This is a big help as we can slow down the enemy's attacks, which allows us to dodge them way easier. Even with this help, this is still a very difficult level. We need to fight lots of enemies back to back with little health and no checkpoints. Luckily, Quark does help us out greatly, taking pot shots at the enemies and constantly spouting quips. Clank finds us in Nefarious skies, and we proceed to destroy his armada. We next need to fight our way out, but get confronted by Nefarious. Quark, of course, betrays us to save his own skin.
You're not Dr. Nefarious.
Nefarious banishes us to the other side of the galaxy, and we travel through time to fight a massive war 10 years prior. This is the level where we can buy the final armor upgrade. However, armor upgrades are only useful if you get hit a lot, which obviously isn't us. We use the Spiral of Death against the normal encounters. When the Hydra tanks drop in, we want to be using time bombs to slow down their attacks and then pair that with the Spiral of Death. After all that, we plant some seeds again and reach the top of the dam, where we need to fight the Commander. This fight is insanely difficult. When he uses his rapid fire attack, we can take cover behind this small piece of wall. We again want to be using our powerful weapons. In phases 2 and 3, he will alternate between mines and rapid attacks. We can get a single shot off or wrench throw and hover boot away. Do not take any risks. Again, we die in 3 hits here. This will take a long while, but he will go down. We then return to the present and use that ship to fly back to the station to assist the captain. The revisit here can be skipped more or less with some good hover booting, and we reach the final battle. Nefarious is a multi-stage boss fight, but he does have checkpoints between his phases. We can get ammo crates that respawn between the phases. We will want to use the powerful weapons to make sure the ammo drops are for those good weapons. We then hover boot through the destroyed station and fight him on his ship. Nefarious will be constantly spawning in enemies that drop ammo, so we can go nuts here. With Nefarious put out of commission, we head to the Great Clock. Ratchet and Clank say their final goodbyes before leaving each other forever. Denied the Great Clock, Azimuth kills Ratchet and Clank is left lost, but the wisdom of a friend echoes back to him.
6 minutes.
6 minutes.
We then chase Azimuth down with Ratchet, and now for the final showdown. Azimuth is a very difficult fight, but there are several keynotes. Ammo crates will be respawning when you run out of all your ammo. Azimuth, like everyone else, can be stunned with the Constructo shotgun, so we need to take full advantage of this, constantly swapping weapons. After about halfway, all of his attacks will become significantly more powerful. We can also use time bombs against him. So long as you keep your wits, we should be able to make it through this. I shouldn't have to say this at this point, but please make sure you don't get hit. Again, we get hit 4 times and we're done. And this guy can attack very quickly. With Azimuth's defeat, the flow of time is restored, and a Ratchet and Clank Crack in Time No Vendors Challenge is complete.
In fact, I'm not even entirely convinced he's a real doctor. So return my sidekick's pal before I bring the thunder. You win again, technology.
Thank you for the continued support of all Soldier members, including Friendly Neighborhood Lurker, Kupo Corner, and Multi Brad X. And thank you for watching the full video.